guys? Belligerent here with another Bloodline video. And in this video, we're going to talk about something interesting I came across. Somebody did mention it to me in the Discord, but I never heard of anybody like proving it or disproving it. I'm going to tell you up front right now that I think this is going to be considered an exploit, especially with this video bringing some light to it. So I would caution you against doing what I'm about to show you, because I think you will be risking resources. I think at some point they will do a reset on this. But in this video, I'm going to talk about a couple of things. The kind of the main subject of this video is going to be the method that I discovered for overclocking your Vigor. Okay, so on the screen here with me, I'm going to show a couple videos, okay, because I recorded everything I did to keep track of what I used, what I lost, just on the off chance that they're going to, take it from me. Hopefully, maybe I'll have some proof of what I had, and I might get some resources back or something for it. Because at this point, I have pushed my Vigor beyond what Vigor 100 is supposed to give you. Okay, so if I show you here, let me pull it up here. Okay, here I'm going to show you not this guy. But you can see Vigor Vigor levels, and so I'm going to be talking about the constitution of the Vigor, even though there's 3 different stats. So here's the Vigor of my 100 Vigor Devala. The constitution gives 28.5 million constitution to that Devala, the Devala that everybody has come to love and know in my videos. Now that Devala is maxed out. I cannot marry anybody else to her because the Vigor says 0. But if I marry her to someone else, like you see me do here, yes, once again, I destroyed my Devala. Okay, you'll see that the Vigor does go up. We now have 29.5 million constitution from our Vigor stats. Okay, but they're different classes. So as the marksman is now only at 99 Vigor. Okay, but what if we take that Vigor and put it back on Devala, which you saw was 28.5 million constitution at maxed out levels for Devala. So we'll put it back on another Devala here, okay, and see what it gives us. Because theoretically, if it's capped, it should go back to the 28.5. But I know it's possible to get more. I've seen people post their Vigor stats, and I've seen 100 Vigor Devalas higher than the 100 Vigor Devala I have. So I know that you can go over. Okay, and we see here when I marry it back onto another Devala, so we remove the class problem with it. Again, I'm at 29.5 million Vigor. So I was able to increase my stats that I'm getting from Vigor through marriage. If you just take a bigger piece and marry it onto a smaller piece, you can make that Vigor go higher. Now, yes, the problem in that is me having to destroy my Devala, right? But if you do, you could do this once and then put it on a feeder and then keep doing it back and forth. But let me show you something else. This is where it gets really bad, okay? So here I have that new 100 Vigor Devala that we just made. 28.5 million constitution. And I have this 81 Vigor who is at 13.8 constitution. So if you add those two together, okay, you're talking, what is that? That's about 43.3 million constitution I should get from them. Now remember, my last 100 Vigor Devala, or my original 100 Vigor Devala, was capped at 28.5 million constitution from Vigor. If this works, and yes, I'm sacrificing a 100 Vigor into an 81 Vigor to do this and to test this and to show you guys. Okay, so now I only have one big 100 Vigor champion, but look at it. It worked. I now have a 100 Vigor champion at 43.3 million constitution. So again, I think that this is an exploit. I don't think this is intentional. If this is intentional and they let it continue to go on, think of the monstrosities that people are going to be able to make. Okay? It's just going to be a never-ending thing. I don't think it's intentional. Okay? Shout out to the guy who on my Discord server brought this possibility to my attention. I forget his name off the top of my head right now. Sorry, if you watch, you know who you are. I appreciate you pointing it out. I also saw a conversation that he shared with me where a member of GOAT Games kind of said it was functioning as it was supposed to, and that there was nothing wrong with it. I don't think anybody at the time, and I don't know that anybody has since. If they have, I haven't heard about it, but hey, I'm not one of the cool kids at the cool kids table, so I don't get to hear about all the new stuff. I don't think anybody has sacrificed a 100 Vigor champion like I just did into another, high Vigor champion to test and see if you can really overclock it. I think once this video comes out, it's going to be considered an exploit. So again, I am warning you against doing this on your own account unless they come out and say, hey, go for it. Okay. But they did reset people down to 100 in the previous iteration of Vigor farming when people were able to go over 100 Vigor. I think this is just going to be viewed as another way to get over 100 Vigor. I put this out on a video because in the past, I have not been happy at all with how GOAT Games decided to handle situations like this. They like to sweep it under the rug, they like to keep it quiet, and they like to not tell people because their reasoning that I've heard is that they don't want everybody doing it. My contention and other people have always contended that if it's an exploit and they're going to be punished for it, we need to tell them that it's an exploit and that they're going to be punished for it or they're going to lose resources for it or whatever, rather than keeping it quiet and then suddenly announcing the fix. So I'm no longer going through those same channels where we would tell somebody or we would bring it to their attention that there was an issue, that there was a bug, and they would try and do things on the down low. That's why this video is coming out, because I have not been happy with the way that that's worked in the past. So this one's on you guys. Now I will say, I showed you pretty much all of it, that I do have the GOAT Games. If you're listening, this is to you, by the way. I do have the proof of exactly what I used and what I lost. So if you are going to reset it and you are going to stop people from going over the level 100 quote unquote caps, I do have records of all of the resources that I put into that test. So hopefully there'll be some kind of refund coming in resources. But we'll see what they do. Beyond that, and I know that a lot of you are probably watching this video going, dude, where are the rest of your ranking videos? Because we've been waiting for them and you promised us them. Well, let me apologize to you. I did run into some technical difficulties on those things that I have been trying to recoup from those. But I got to admit, this revelation has made it a little bit more difficult, and I'm not exactly sure how happy I am with this thing anymore. And I do have the videos coming. At least I have probably about 3 or 4 of them in production right now that I'm still editing through. So those should be coming out soon. My intent is to get the rest of them out, but this revelation with yet another game-breaking bug being present or exploit or whatever, it's frankly, it's a lack of, they don't have a testing environment. They have no, to my knowledge, they have no group of players that are testing things ahead of time to make sure that the champions aren't broken, to make sure that the champions are balanced. Like, they just make it and throw it out there, and they just redid the Vigor system and threw it out there. And you know what? You guys messed up again because I broke your system. Okay? With the help and suggestion of many other people. And I don't know if anybody else has done this. Now, I will tell everybody that I have not used this yet. I have not put a 43.3 million Constitution champion on the field. In fact, right now I'm not even participating in my guild's current guild conquest, because that's my only champion right now that's really built up to compete, because I merged 2 together, and I see that as kind of cheating until I know otherwise. So I also don't want to take advantage of the players like that. So that was not what was going on with the Devala that people have seen in the shorts that I've released or any of the videos. You saw the stats of my Devala in the videos that I just showed you. She was at 28.9 or 28.5, sorry. Frankly, I don't know that I'm going to continue with this game. There's just too much of this stuff over and over and over, and I've let it go, and you've heard me rant about it before. You've heard me put videos out about it before. People have seen me say stuff about it in Discord before. I'm not saying that I have made up my mind, but I know because of things like this and other things that are in the game, I have not been happy with the game, and I've not been happy making content, and that's why I'm taking these super long breaks in between videos, because I have to muster up motivation to try to get things done, because I'm just not having fun with it anymore. And quite frankly, I've been a little worried about, like, what happens if I move on to another game, because I've seen that my views are almost half when I have experimented with other games. So I know that I have a very Bloodline centric follower base, which I appreciate all of you. So I don't know if this is the end of the line for me as far as Bloodline is concerned. I'm kind of tired of these types of things, but even more so, I'm tired of the responses that we get from them, which are little to no response, which are, let's act like it's the player's fault that we have really bad programming. Let's punish the players if they exploit our really bad programming. And let's continue to say we don't need a testing environment because it's too much work to have a separate testing environment. So I don't know. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm sure, because I've seen already people ranting and raving about Vigor and what I was able to do in some of the videos I released with that Devala. I'm sure a lot of you have a lot to say about basically being able to infinitely upgrade Vigor now if you want to, at least until they fix it. But for one last time, just make sure, like, I think right now they're going to consider this an exploit. So if I were you, I would not do what you saw me do in the video. You'll probably lose your resources. Yeah. But like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'm Belligerent. Peace.